St. Lucia, and welcome back to This Morning, where we always wake you up in the know already. You know me, I am Shanru Robinson, and the person next to me, she is just as tiny as I am. But of course, she does pack a punch, and of course, in Jamaican terms, we're little, but we're talawa, which means we're small. But we good. We hefty. We got plans. We're doing big things. And
Right.
sitting with me, I have Trish. Now you'll give them your full name and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm Tristan Richards, and I'm also a Jamaican fellow Yadi. And I came here primarily because of work, but outside of that, I'm a dental hygienist, which is what we're going to talk about more on today. And I also play chess. And of course, I love St. Lucia, that's why I'm here.
All right, good. So tell us a little bit about you being a dental hygienist. What is that?
Well, funny you should ask. A lot of persons, or even whilst I'm working, and the person will be like, "So, are you the assistant?" Because a lot of persons, all they know is the dentist and the assistant, but there are
Right.
actually a lot of dental professionals. You have the dentist, the assistant, the dental hygienist, which I am, the dental technician, the
Right.
dental nurse, so a
Wow.
whole array of persons that make up the dental team. So, as a dental hygienist, I like to think we're the softer side of dentistry.
Okay.
We practice mostly preventative dentistry. In a sense, we help to prevent you from having to go to the dentist
Oh,
in
wow.
the first place.
Okay.
So anything that will involve you not getting a cavity, not
Right.
having a toothache, oral health education, that's primarily what we
Okay,
do.
great. So I'm happy you said that. So tell me how to not go to the dentist. Tell me how to not get my teeth extracted. Tell me how to not have a surgical dental procedure done. Tell me, what do I not do?
Well, you see, it starts from being a child. It starts from your parents, because what you'll find that a lot of persons say you have a person, they come into me and they say to me, "Oh, I brush every day, I floss, and I still get cavities." But what has happened is that from their child, maybe their parents didn't take proper care of their
Right.
teeth, or they used to swallow the toothpaste, or they used to go to bed with the milk bottle or the juice bottle in
Right,
their
right,
mouth,
right.
and so that affects their teeth. And over the years,
Really?
it yes, it does affect, because parents will come in and their child will have cavities, and I'll say to them, when you were breastfeeding, did you let them fall asleep on the breast? So that affects their teeth as well.
Wow.
Swallowing the toothpaste, if you do that a lot as a child, you find when you grow up you get spots on your teeth, or your enamel is not as strong, which
Wow.
is ironic. You'll think,
Right,
oh, let
right.
me get all the toothpaste that I can, and it'll make my teeth stronger. So it really starts from in the womb. As a parent, you also have to take care of your teeth.
Right.
When you have your baby, don't spoon feed them, put it in your mouth and then put it in their mouth.
Right.
Because you're, in a sense, giving them your bacteria.
Ah.
You have cavities, and this is what a lot of persons don't know. Cavities are contagious. So if you have a cavity, you're an adult, you're spoon feeding your child, you put that in the child mouth, you're introducing your bacteria into their mouth.
Right,
And
right.
so it's really, I cannot stress this anymore. It really starts from in the womb
Right, right.
with your parent, and then you as an adult, of course, you brush twice per day. Some persons feel they need to brush 3 times a day. You don't. It's okay if you do, but really you're doing more harm than good.
Wow.
You need to.
Who would have
brushing
thought?
2 times a day is just fine. Why? Bacteria builds up every 24 hours. Right? If you're brushing 3 times a day, I always like to explain to my patients rather, that there's a thin layer of enamel that's almost liquid. It's
Okay.
soft, right? If you're brushing 3 times a day, you're removing that layer of enamel.
Right.
You're brushing 3 times a day, there isn't anything there. You're just rubbing away your enamel, so that's excessive. 2 times a day, which is after you have breakfast in the morning and before you go to bed at night.
Wow.
And it's very important, because a lot of persons, they find their parents tell them, as soon as you wake up, brush
Brush
your
your
teeth. But what are you brushing? If you brush the night before,
Right.
the only thing you should have is a little bacteria in your mouth and not food. So you
I've
don't
been
need
lied
brush.
to all this time.
So there are a lot of little things that persons don't really know, and that's really the role that the dental hygienist play.
Right.
When you come into the dental office, we are who you're supposed to spend most of your time with, because we have the time to educate you about these
Right.
things. The dentist, he has 1,000,001 procedures. So when you come into us, we're able to explain all these little details for you and personalize rather
Okay.
your oral health care.
Wow.
Yes.
At this point I'm just shocked, because things I thought I knew, I really didn't know. For example, brushing your teeth 3 times a day, and when you wake up first thing in the morning. Wow, this is very interesting. Now, my first question, well, additional questions. How often do you change your toothbrush?
Well, that's a very, very good question. I always recommend every 3 months.
Every 3 months.
However, you should change your toothbrush after you've had a flu or a cold as well. This is a lot of persons don't know that.
Okay.
They get a flu or they have a cold and they go back to using the same old toothbrush. It's important to throw that toothbrush away and get a new one. I say every 3 months. However, if you see 2 months come and the bristles are spreading away, please don't say, okay, my dentist said 3 months, so I'm going to stick it out. No. As long as once you see the bristles start to fray, throw it away. It's a new toothbrush. So I want to put it out there. Bleeding gums are not normal. Okay, you find that persons will brush and when they spit, they see bleeding and they think, oh, I'm brushing hard. You're not supposed to have any sort of bleeding when you brush, unless of course you definitely cut your gums. You should have no bleeding when you brush. Bleeding gums are usually the first sign of gingivitis. Okay, what gingivitis is, it's really, I like to explain to my patients, gingiva is gums, itis is inflammation. So it's really inflammation of your gums. And this is caused by lots of bacteria sitting around your gums for a long period of time. And this happens, of course, if you're not brushing properly and if you don't get your regular cleanings. Okay, so it's very, very important that you're getting your regular cleanings.
And why
do I need to get to, you know, I'm answering it for you. Why do I need to get to the dentist to clean my teeth? I brush every day. I get this all the time. Patients be like, I brush twice a day. Where's all this buildup coming from? But they're forgetting that you cannot brush below your gums. Right. And that's where the buildup starts to form. The toothbrush doesn't get below the gums. So the bacteria stays there and it builds up over time. So that's what the cleaning does. It helps to remove that hard tartar from your tooth surfaces and also remove the bacteria from below your gums.
Okay, great. So how often do you recommend that we visit the dentist for a proper cleaning?
Right, you're supposed to get your cleaning done every 6 months.
Every 6 months.
Every 6 months. If it's a case where you have gum disease, periodontal disease, I'm going to explain what periodontal disease is. I usually have my patients come in every 3 months. Okay, because what you find that some persons just get build up way quicker than others. True. So if that's the case, every 3 months. But ideally, on average, every 6 months, you should come in to have a cleaning done. All right. And in regards to periodontal disease, so if you have gingivitis and you say, oh, well, the bleeding is going to go away. I'm brushing pretty well. Or I'm going to use some over-the-counter or herbal medicine and you don't take care of it, what will happen? It will eventually progress to periodontal disease. And what this is, inflammation of the periodontum. Right? These are the things that hold your teeth together. So the bone that's around your teeth. The support that keeps your gum onto your teeth. Once those become inflamed, eventually they become destroyed. And you find, you ever see some persons, their teeth look really long? As a child, I was like, why is their teeth so long? It's because they've lost the gum and the support that's around their teeth. And so what you find is that the teeth start to shake. They get a little loose. I'm sure you see a lot of persons, they have this one teeth that's sticking out, right? That, and a lot of persons have lost their teeth due to periodontal
How do you
periodontitis. By getting your regular cleanings. Regular cleanings. Of course, there's some persons who it's genetic. Right? So their parents had it, and so they end up having it. Or you might have juvenile periodontitis, which is caused by hormones. But outside of that, still, if you're getting your regular cleanings, it will help to prevent the progression of this disease.
All right, so St. Lucia, you heard Sensodyne and Colgate. So go on out there, protect your teeth. Please smile just as bright as us this morning. And of course, on that note, I want to thank you so much for stopping by and educating us. I mean, you educated me this morning for sure, and I will definitely put what I've learned today into practice. And of course, St. Lucia, I advise you to do the very same. I mean, on that note, we have to take a quick break, but then when we come back, before I forget, we are in the month of January, which is the Nobel Laureates month, and of course it is the festival where they're having activities throughout the month of January, which may roll over into February. So of course, when we come back from the break, right here on the #1 leader DBS for this morning, I will be showing you a little something I attended as it relates to Nobel Laureates month within the month of January. So stay with us. We'll be right back right here on This Morning. morning, St. Lucia, and thank you so much for joining me. Of course, I have Delia Jolo with me, and she is the coordinator of the Nobel Laureate Festival Committee right here in St. Lucia. And of course, I had to get her because we have to speak about why it is important for Nobel Laureate Month and all the activities leading up to the festivals happening.
I'll tell you what, the reason why it's really important is just by the name festival, it means that it's big. When we first started, it was just a day, then it went into a week, then it went into a month, and now it's running throughout 3 months, even though January is the month that we celebrate it the most because, coincidentally, it's the birth date of both our Nobel laureates. But we have so much going on. So I think that it had to be the way that it is and grow the way that it is.
Now, there are a lot of festivals that are actually, a lot of activities happening in this month. Let's tell us a little bit about the activities that we will be seeing throughout the month of January.
There's so many. I would like to tell people that they really need to go onto the Facebook page, which is Nobel Laureate Festival St. Lucia, to get everything. But most people always think about the lectures, the Sir Arthur and Sir Derek lectures, and I would also say many people don't attend them because they're not sure what's going to be happening there. And it's a really nice, sociable thing to attend because the lecturers that come in have such a passion for our Nobel laureates that they speak with that passion. So we all learn something. So those are two things to think about, the actual lectures. And then we also have different creative things that we have an art gallery exhibition. We have a dance exhibition. We have lots of different discourses. And there's just too many things. And of course, one of the things that a lot of people are growing every year, the numbers are growing, is that we have a Paint the Village session where in Laborie, artist Jonathan Gladding goes across and he just helps people to paint. You don't have to be an artist. All you have to do is you don't even have to come with a pen or a paper or a paint or anything like that. Just come. And everyone is just more or less painting the same thing. And it's just fun. So I think people should go to that.
Awesome. So one more question before we go. Now, in your opinion, why is it important for Nobel Laureate Month to happen, and especially for our younger generation coming up?
It's very important because excellence begins not just by the people who are top, but in the way that you feel about yourself. And if you feel self-motivated and you feel that you can do something good, no matter what it is, because remember, one of our laureates excelled in economics and the other in literature. So whatever it is that you're good at, just keep on doing that. And when you do that, that's how the excellence becomes. So I think it's very important that people continue to understand that our Nobel laureates wasn't given the title Nobel laureates or celebrating excellence themselves. It was given to them from people who were not even in St. Lucia. It was other people who said, oh, we've got a prize to give out. Who should be awarded? So remembering that our Nobel prize recipients, they weren't given the title by St. Lucians per se. They were given the title because of their contribution to the world. And coincidentally, they both came from a small island of St. Lucia.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to us. And of course, St. Lucia, you can always expect this to happen next year because it is also a staple event happening in St. Lucia. That's been happening for over a number of...
About 26 years.
Number of 26 years. And of course, throughout the month of January and may roll over into February, there are a lot of activities. So we urge you to go on out there and learn about your Nobel laureate and of course, enjoy the festival for Nobel Laureate Month. All right, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with me.
Thank you.
So now with me, I have Miss Raymond Joseph, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her involvement in the Nobel Laureate Festival that's happening in the month of January. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Tell me a little bit about your involvement within the festival this year for Nobel Laureate.
This is my first time being part of the committee. All right, I went to Dame Pullets with Her Excellency with an idea to interface youth in St. Lucia with Princeton University through an activity that I had found out about called the At the Well Youth Academy, which takes place at Princeton University in the US. All right, so I got in touch with the people and they agreed to work with us to see if we could get some of our young people to attend the academy. All right. So what we are really having during the Nobel Laureate Week is the launching of the initiative. All right. So we have two persons coming down from the U.S. The CEO of the At the Well Conferences Incorporated, Mistress Jacqueline Glass Campbell, and another colleague of hers, Mr. Toby Sanders, who will present two programs. The At the Well program is for young women from grades 11 and 12, and the From the Fire program for young men. So which means that is really what I'm about in terms of it. Okay? Thanks very much.
And I have Bookie with me because she has something very interesting that she wants to share with us. Hi, Bookie. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, good morning.
And how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me. So tell me a little bit about what's going on today and with you and your painting.
Excellent. So my name is Bookie Kahane. I have an art gallery called Me Curator Art Gallery. It's located at Massard Grosley, and I focus on arts by St. Lucian artists, those established and also emerging. So on the 17th of January, I have an event called in conjunction with the Nobel Laureates, and that will feature artwork done by young students between the ages 16 to 20, and there'll be a launch night from 7 p.m. on the 17th, and the works will focus on a poem by Sir Derek Walcott.
All right, St. Lucia, and with that said, we have to take a quick break, but stay with us, so don't go too far because we have more for you right here on This Morning, where we always wake you up in the know.
Good morning, St. Lucia. Welcome to your morning soca size session. My name is Shani Victorine and I am a licensed soca size instructor, and I'm here with Vernal Flavian and Jayla Mendez, our soca size instructors as well. Soca size is an exhilarating Caribbean workout that combines aerobics and Caribbean dance to the sweet sound of Caribbean music. This morning's routine is from our wine and food section to Bad Gal Wine by Q. You ready, ladies? Yes. All right. So our first move is excuse me, asking for space to pass. So we're going to clap out the arms, move the hips and the core, and we're engaging the core the entire time. You're holding the abs nice and tight. We need two more of those. All right. That's our first move. Our second move is our twist. Again, you're going to keep the hips stationary. You're not moving the hips, and you're just moving upper body. It's like bending on the knees, and we're twisting. Okay. And our third move is our swim. Squeeze the abs down and then fold. The arms dive down and open up. Down and up. And you're going to add a little step with it. Let's go. Two more. Last one. All right. So all three simple movements, but very effective. All right. Ready to do this, ladies? All right. Let's go. Back gal wide.
Diggy diggy dagger. Money with the manna. Watch out the girl dem.
4, 3, 2,
If a girl bad, tell her that the wiggle make you run that. She never know how you run that. All the them but this a for your comfort. Engine broke down and you a jump that. All in the kite turn over.
Tight.
When the girl start
4,
turn over.
3,
Feelings just
2,
take over. One thing you
swim.
want you to do, just send out the.
Dive
Send out
into
the.
the pool.
Just
Beat
send out
the
the.
abs. Let's go.
Just
Ooh.
send out the.
Oh, yes.
When the rhythm she a. Look how the girl a. The body jar them a.
Last one.
Just send out the.
Good girl. What?
Ja, ja, ja.
Hey.
Set for your neck back and slip out down. That's how we said that. A girl a step to you, you have to test
Twist,
that.
twist.
Stop her, have to adjust
Boy,
that. Play the
sit
jump,
nice
girl.
and
We
tight.
are road, girl. Set your
4,
foot like you want get
3,
road, girl. Bad girl,
2,
one yes and this step to
swim.
road, girl. Your enemy a get cold, girl. Send out the. Send out the. Just fi send out the. Just send out the. When the
Do
rhythm
the
she
abs
a.
as you go down.
Look how the girl a.
Squeeze them. Exhale as well. Give me room.
Dance a roll, can't drop. Inna the middle, head jump. Fluffy girl,
Twist, twist.
drop. Black girl wine and a be a banana. Baseline a be move when the girl dem a watch. Bad girl wine and a bad girl chat. Carry see a bad girl defend that. Them know is a bad girl that. Just say no dick, bad girl there. Say no dick, bad girl there. Just say no dick, bad girl there. Just say no dick, bad girl there. When the rhythm she got, bad girl one. Look how the girl, bad girl one. The body jar them on, bad girl one. Just say no dick, bad girl there. Put her up. Tell her to the wiggle make you done that. She never know how you run that. Hard for them but this a for your comfort. Engine broke down and you a jump that. And the kite turn over. When the gas start getting feelings just take over. One thing me want you to do, just say no dick. Say no dick. Just say no dick. Just say no dick. When the rhythm she got, look how the gala. The body jar them on. Just say no dick. Ja. Set fire neck back and slip up down. That we said that. A gal a step to you, you have to test that. Stop her, have to adjust that. Play the drum, gal. We as a road, gal. Set your foot and get low, gal. Bad gal, why yes, I this them feel no, gal. Your enemy a get cold, just say no dick. Say no dick.
Breathing as well, don't hold the breath.
Just say no dick.
Oh yeah.
When the rhythm she got, look how the gal. The body jar them on.
Alright, that was our routine for this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
And that's a wrap, everybody. This is where the show comes to an end for today. Of course, it is Friday. I hope after that soca size exercise, your body, you guys are awake and ready to take on today. It is the weekend, guys, and please be safe, drink responsibly, and of course, it is Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Until Monday, bye-bye.